And now, here's your host of Shaping Success, Wes Tankersley.
What is up, everyone? Welcome to Shaping Success. I'm your host, Wes Tankersley. This is our bonus coverage of Anthony Flask. Before I get started, I just want to talk a little bit about Podspout. If you are looking for a place to promote your podcast, you need to go to podspout.com right now. Head on over to my IG at wes.tankersley and check out my Podspout link. It's a great way to promote your podcast on any platform, YouTube, Facebook, anywhere. It has all the links. It's a little bit like Linktree, but so much better. It gives you a one-stop spot to find every part of your podcast. Use code SUCCESS to get any paid plan with a 10% discount. I have a little quote here today we're going to start with. It said, "I hated every minute of trading, but I said, don't quit. Suffer now and live the rest of your life as a champion." Something that I wanted to talk about today, and we're only going to cover one thing with the Flask interview because it was really important to me. His story sounded so much like mine. I started out as a high school athlete, a great football player, got a scholarship to play football at Southern Oregon University, but did not like that school. Essentially what it led to, and tying that into that quote, was quitting. Quit playing football because I thought I was better than I was. I was a little small. I was a pretty decent player, but I wasn't as good as I thought I was. Anthony talked a lot about the fact that he was a terrible student. The only reason he went to school was to play sports, to get into the next level. That was really it. And what he realized when he decided that he wasn't cut out for that was the fact that he needed to do a little bit more. He needed to work a little bit harder. He needed to have a better outpouring in his grades. He needed to work harder to have a better grades to get to the place where he wanted, because that was really what kept him from going to a better school. He was a little on the small side. He expected his athletic ability to get him there alone. He didn't hit the weight room until a little bit later in life, which really was when he started to realize that it was better. He really got better at his grades. He worked harder in school and essentially did not quit. That was kind of the thing that I dealt with over and over again until I got to this place where I realized that quitting is not the answer. No matter what you do, no matter how hard you push, if you are willing to work as hard as you possibly can, things will happen. And that was really it. You know, the thing is, over time, if you continue to push through what you're doing, and this podcast is a great example of that because the downloads aren't huge. The pushing of the buttons is what kind of gets it going, right? It's not a big podcast, but it's reaching people over and over again. And I set these little small goals every single day, these little small steps. The first goal was to make 100 downloads, right? And to do 10 episodes. Got it. And then continue to go. Now I need 1,000. Now I need 2,000. And my goal is by the end of the year to hit 3,000 downloads, to reach 3,000 people with my episodes. And it's happening. It's going to happen no matter what. But without those small goals, I'm not going to be able to reach the big goal, right? And I have a big plan, a grand scheme of things that I want to get to, but it's going to take work. It's going to take me pushing myself and setting those small, achievable little goals. I look at this as the training in that quote. I hated every minute of that training. I don't hate the training part, but this is that training. Reaching out to people, trying to get better guests, trying to bring you more value, trying to prove to you that you can be successful no matter what your choice is, no matter what you're willing to do, no matter what you want to do. Success is in your eyes what it is. And to me, right now, my success is reaching towards getting that 3,000 download goal, right? Previously, it was hitting 100, and I did that. So downloads kind of are the way that you can measure something, but you always need to find a way to measure it, and you need to try and find a way to attain it. We talked about SMART goals before being specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-based, and that's really what it is. So I've given myself the goal of hitting 3,000 downloads by the end of the year. It's specific, it's measurable. I can measure the downloads by looking and realizing what's going on. That's really what it's about, trying to find that little goal and take those small steps to achieve it every single day. Are you being better than what you were every single day? If you haven't checked it out, I did an interview with Jay Finning. That's up right now on the podcast. I'm doing a 2-part series with Duncan Sorso, and he has this great company called Out Hustle My Yesterday. And I love that meaning. I love those thoughts and I love those things. And if you've checked out some of the other episodes, I kind of stemmed from some of the things that he's talked about with my friend Zach on their podcast and how you reach your goals. If you're willing to out hustle your yesterday, every single day, you're going to be better at reaching those goals. And that's kind of what I want to push every single day. It doesn't matter. Success is in the eye of the beholder. Are you doing everything? Are you out hustling your yesterday, no matter what, to be better at what you're doing? And it doesn't have to be in sports. It can be in life in general. What are you doing to make yourself better every single day? And that's what I liked about Anthony's story, is the fact that he was willing to work harder every single day. Every single day he was trying to better himself because he realized that what he was doing wasn't there. And I have to apologize because I quit on myself lots of times. I quit on myself in football. I quit on myself in college. I quit on myself in college again. What I realized is that no matter what I do, as long as I'm willing to work as hard as I possibly can, it'll happen. It may take a little more work, but that's what you need to understand is if you have that goal, if you set it, you have to be willing to work for it, no matter what. The first time I went to college, I quit because it just was, I worked very hard in high school to try and do everything I could to get out of math. And I did. And then when I went to college for the first time, I was horrible at everything I did. I failed psychology. I got a C in sociology. There was all these classes that I just had to retake when I went back, 12 years later. And when I went back 12 years later, I was in just a better space. But I had to start out with math because in high school, I did everything I could get. I had to start at the very lowest math class and work my way up. And that quitting mentality came to me because I wanted to be an athletic trainer. That was what I always wanted to be. I was going to be an athletic trainer and I was going to be a PE teacher because it was a good career. When it came down to it, math stopped me from being an athletic trainer because I couldn't get past the class. Not that I couldn't get past it. It's that I didn't work hard enough to get there. I don't regret it now, but in hindsight, I could have done that. So think about that in your daily life. Think about the things that you do. Are you out hustling your yesterday every single day? I'm going to leave you with that, but I want you to think about that. Be the best that you can be. Until next time, I challenge you to find the shape of your success.